Jay right here, and I'm excited to do a follow-up video from my last video, so I'm going to be linking them. But if you notice, I did a video where I 4x my earnings. Just to give you a quick recap, I've been in the Amazon Influencer Program at the beginning of this year trying to figure out how to make some extra money. My very first month, I actually did pretty well. I almost made $1,000. And after that, unfortunately, it was kind of weird. I was making more videos, but I was making less money every month. You would think if I made more videos, I would make more money, but I didn't. What really kind of happened is Amazon started getting saturated, changing things around on how to do things on-site. So I took to note I wanted to change this around a little bit. So in July they had Prime Day. I made a little bit extra money. It went back up. I made $800 that month, which wasn't too bad. But I'm like, you know what? I realized my offsite, there was a lot of potential. And I have a YouTube channel that I started last year, and I realized I could go about this a little bit different. So this Prime Day that we just had in October, I was definitely a lot better, or a lot more ready, I would say. And I am literally projected to do 4x from my best month, which was my first month of the $1,000. I should be landing right around $4,000, which is freaking awesome. Hopefully I keep on that traction. Today's the 11th, but my projections are holding in there, and I'm seeing the growth. I'm going to talk about what I did differently. We have a circle group we just launched. I totally recommend if you're trying to find a way to make this work, getting inside of a community, even if it's not my community. I do recommend finding some sort of community out there. So definitely hop onto the Facebooks, the YouTubes. There's great content out there. But if you want to use some of the processes and procedures that I've been putting in place, and I'm trying to share this stuff so that you guys could have similar results as I do, definitely check out our circle group. We got some great deals going on right now because we're just launching it, so you can get in. If this is all new to you, we're doing a special where you can do it for $5 a month. If you're already into the program and you want to use some of my spreadsheets and different things like that, you have that option right now. That's $25 a month. Those are a half price for this month, so definitely check that out. I'll put the link below. But let's go ahead. I'm going to give you a little bit of snippet. We have live sessions that we do every week, and this is part of that live session that we just had yesterday. So I'm going to give you a little bit of the inside tricks, why I had the success that I'm having right now. So let's go ahead and take a look at it and start that video. All right, well, let's go back into it. And like I said, a lot of it has to do with my YouTube channel. I do want to remind everyone, the YouTube channel that's cranking and doing its thing for me, I started about a year ago last year. But these are the things that I found that I had to get going and learning to get my YouTube optimized. So let's go ahead and into that part. All right, is choosing a niche and a YouTube channel. And that's the name of your YouTube channel. So you got to really think about, and this is key to kind of get you exposed on YouTube. So one of the cool things with YouTube is it does tie into Google SEO. So it has a lot of the hashtag metadata and all that type of stuff that can help promote your YouTube channel. And niching down really helps out. And we've all heard about this. Is like, if you can get focused on a specific group of individuals where it's not so saturated with everyone else, you can get a little bit of an audience. And this is why I wanted to point out my 60,000 followers I have on my YouTube channel. Most of those aren't even related to what is actually cranking money for me. And it's not a whole lot of views. So I wanted to point that out. So don't think like you got to go get 60, 100,000 subscribers. Reality is, if you can target and get about 1,000 subscribers, you can actually turn and make some money. And 1,000 subscribers is very obtainable, especially with the stuff I'm going to show you to optimize to get to that point. So that's the goal I would want for all of you guys, is to get to 1,000 subscribers. And those 1,000 subscribers, we do want them to be more allocated for horizontal type videos, not shorts. What I did is I strategically, with my YouTube channel, optimized my already long form content and supported it. So in the next 4 weeks, we're going to talk a lot about that. This portion right now for today, we're going to just make sure that your YouTube channel is set up so that you can get going. But I'll talk about how I do my long form content. And next week, we are going to be talking a little about shorts. I want you guys to think when we're talking about shorts, just those are your reps, because that is another good thing to learn, just to get comfortable loading videos onto YouTube and all that. I think I want you guys more look at it as how does YouTube work and function. So think of it that way when we get into that next week. I'm actually going to give you a couple ideas. So I actually have to launch a YouTube store. It won't take too long. It should take about 30 minutes to do it. I'm doing this for my brother-in-law, and we're doing his dental practice stuff. So we're niching down for him, and we're going to use him as an example. But here's some other ChatGPT. I love ChatGPT. If you want to get some ideas and things like that, I already picked this one, and I asked it a few questions, but I also said, hey, spin up some other niche ideas. So what we are focusing on for him is advanced dental care and procedures, because we really want to get into, like, when people get a root canal or implants, answers some of those questions, because he can do that. He's been practicing for a very long time, and he has his own practice and everything like that. So he can give some really good content around that. So that's what we're going to do. The dental lab was the catchy name it came up with. You can always kind of get some ideas, but we're not doing that. His is going to be Dr. J. Bigsy. Here's an example of the content. What happens during a root canal? I guess that's why I thought of that, because I already read that, but I just retained it. But, like a step-by-step guide. What's really cool about doing this approach, where you solve people's problems or answer questions and then feed it with products, then you can actually convert those products very easy. So like once I got them to Amazon, I've been looking at all those things that I'm converting. Amazon tells me what my conversion rate for my offsite is 30%. So that means 1 out of 3 people, once I got them to Amazon, are buying the product. And what I doubled down on my YouTube channel was figuring this out. So when I went onto my YouTube channel, I identified some videos that had some good traction and they solved problems. Some of those problems or solutions is like how to set up a very specific special effect in your yard for a green laser swamp. And then I basically made sure the content that I was pushing out there supported what you needed to make that special effect. You need 3 things. You need a fog machine, a fog juice, and a fog juice that, from my experience, was a really big deal, because I tried the Walmarts and all those other cheaper ones, even from Spirit, and it didn't give me the effect that I was looking for. So I went and searched, and the only place I could buy this was online, and it was a Frogger's fog juice, and it literally was the right density of fog to give me my special effect that I wanted to do, and it was awesome. It literally came alive. And then you had to have a very specific laser. You can't use just a laser pointer. You need one that's more used for, leveling, like contractors would do, where you get a straight line and you can put it up on a wall. And it gives this really cool special effect. But I had content that engaged people and were excited about it. And that's where I first started and really getting these sales on offsite even before Prime Day, and it was working. So the next one I did after that was I looked at another one where I could do that, and I had another video where I used these guards cover. I guess they're cable covers is what they are, but you usually buy them to hide like your HDMI cables for your TV, and you don't want to pull them behind the wall, but you just trying to make it look clean and straight. So I bought some of those and I repurposed them to hide the wires for my permanent lights, because I didn't like looking up at the eaves and seeing a wire and then the light plug and then the wire and the light plug. And the wire was never completely straight, even though I tried to make it as straight as possible. That made it look more seamless. And I had a video on it, and had good traction on it. And I have always my offsite had always kind of sold those, but not a whole lot. So like my previous months, when I made $10, $15, it was really because of that video. And I found that out. So what I did is I repurposed it. I'm like, well, I got a $20 item that I'm trying to sell, but I also have a $500 Gobi kit that is way more expensive, and then these other accessories. So once I meshed those things together, created some content and made it support one another and got them talking to one another, that's where I started seeing my earnings accelerate again. And that's, if you look at all the stuff that I sold during Prime Day in the last 2 days, it was all related to that type of products. And they were buying the tools and different things, like even junction boxes, like electrical junction boxes, and 3D printed things to kind of make things even look more pretty. Things that I didn't even have in my videos. So people even took it to a whole nother level as I was looking at the stuff that they were buying. I was like, wow, this is so awesome. So that's what I did that was different. And that's what seriously accelerated my growth. Maybe I'll pause there just for a second. Do you guys have any questions?
Nope, just listening.
All right, if you guys are good, that's the idea now. I'm trying to move forward. I'm going to be setting up this story, keeping this same concept as I'm building this out. So I'm going to be doing this with you guys. You should do the same thing. When I'm building this content for my brother-in-law for this, it's going to be very similar approach. So you're going to see how I'm going to be doing that. But here's a couple of quick other niches that you can see. So DIY home projects, fitness for beginners, So kind of think of those things. I know that we've had conversations about different ideas about, what your expertise. And that's the thing is what you have a passion and what your knowledge for, that will really help narrow down your niche. So I totally recommend putting that into your thought process as you kind of figure out what is this roadmap and how do I want to do that. So take some time. I know you guys already have a YouTube channels. I think the original approach, what we were doing, where we were making content on Amazon and then just putting it onto YouTube, I have seen a little bit of traction, but that's just a little bit of traction. This is the stuff that really set it apart. You can still do that, but we'll go more into the process of organizing it inside of YouTube. So some of my thoughts is like if you already got a YouTube channel, think of the name, and you can actually change your name. So if you already got one and you're like, maybe I want to rethink this through, I went through and I already changed his name and allowed me to do it. So, and I know like if you do it too many times, you can still do it, but then you might have to wait 30 days or something like that. So keep that in mind as you're niching down. The name of your channel, it is important, but how you do your SEO is actually more important in some of your back settings, because that's what's going to tell YouTube and Google and these places how to send their traffic to you. That's actually more important than your name, just so you know. All right, so if you watched it to the end, hopefully you found this very informative. This is the type of content that we're talking about in our circle group. We're going further into this call where how I set up my YouTube channel and make sure that it was optimized correctly so that Google can search, YouTube can search. Those are powerful tools. That's the stuff that we're talking about. Join our group. I totally recommend it. It's 50% off till the end of October 2024. So if you're getting started and it's all new to you, just start with our $5 group. If you're already trying to make money on Amazon as an influencer, join our $25 group. Totally worth it. All right, thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button and that like button. Thanks. Bye.